LeBron's caught in the crossfire once again and things are getting ugly. Let's set the record straight on this. As a Lakers supporter currently on hiatus, I find my patience for the King wearing extremely thin. Though he locked in that $53 million payday to stay in purple and gold, do not buy the hype. Before the signature even dried, rumors swirled that he is already planning his exit. Talk about taking the cash and running. That situation alone reeks of internal friction behind closed doors. Here is the elephant in the room. He might be the one lighting the matches for these fires himself. Ever since he aimed for Jordan's crown, the scrutiny has been absolutely suffocating. Stepping into the GOAT conversation brought major heat. Which version reigned supreme? That South Beach monster. Look, the man was juiced. He took a leave of absence just to cycle through the gear. Let's be real here. Claimed a bad back, vanished for 3 weeks, and returned looking shredded. I was in the league then. I saw the shift. Following that championship defeat, he returned as a completely different animal. With the trade mill grinding, he pulled his trademark move, posting a 5 a.m. gym session for the world, drenched in sweat, looking like a man half his age. It is a king facade, but something darker is brewing. Management is not exactly sprinting to hand him a fresh contract extension right now. Basically, the clock is ticking on his Hollywood tenure. But first, let me be clear. My frustration with James runs deep as a dormant Laker enthusiast. I am not quite at Scap's level of animosity, but I am definitely not a member of the Clutch fan club. These performance-enhancing allegations surrounding James, they are becoming the ultimate forbidden secret of the sporting world. Mention the topic, and suddenly you are promised the world or facing major fallout. We are just short of seeing activists holding folders and marching on the agency's doorstep or the Capitol. It is no shocker. We have covered this ground many times before. Clutch Sports basically owns the airwaves, yet whispers say the brass is shifting focus toward Luka Doncic instead. Word on the street is they want to hand the keys over to the Slovenian star. That is a tough pill to swallow for someone who has owned the game for 20 years. But wait, it gets crazier. Jeff Teague went live on his show and dropped a truth bomb about LeBron's Miami days and chemical help. The entire basketball world witnessed the transformation he underwent. Other hoopers might brush it off like it is no big deal, comparing it to using a corked bat. They are wrong. If you understood the science of these substances, you would realize how much they change the game. There is only one source for this stuff. I know the exact protocol being used. Just look at the one golfer who follows that specific path. Please, let me explain. He is on the big 3 cocktail: EPO, growth hormones, and testosterone. That is the classic Lance Armstrong regimen. Tiger Woods follows it too. It is a massive advantage. People claim grit is all that matters, but that is a total fairy tale. Trust me, EPO is the secret sauce. That is exactly why he uses it. It floods your system with red blood cells, giving you endless stamina to dominate every single minute. You are still fresh in the final minutes because your blood is supercharged with oxygen. Simply put, it is the ultimate performance-boosting weapon in existence. Teague suggested the back issues were a front for a mid-season cycle before the league tightened its testing rules. That is a massive claim to make, and it blew up the internet. Naturally, he tried to play it off as a joke later. He backtracked asking if LeBron is really on gear. Probably not, right? Doubtful. I mean, he drops $1 million annually just to keep his body in peak condition. Fresh reports imply the NBA helped sweep his connection to that biogenesis scandal under the rug. That is some heavy terminology to throw around for a basketball player. All those growth hormones and substances, it feels pretty fishy to me. Dominating for 2 decades at that intensity invites these doubts. Between the dunks and the drives, people start questioning. Man, the skepticism, it is never going to truly fade away. Part of me thinks he is just a genetic freak, but I really hope the dark rumors are wrong. This level of dominance is literally unprecedented. Then again, Modern biohacking and recovery protocols have reached levels we once thought were science fiction. Look, that did not come off as a joke. It felt like a massive slip of the tongue, revealing a secret he has carried for a decade. And here is the kicker: he is far from the first person to drop these kinds of breadcrumbs. Way back in 2014, Brian Windhorst of ESPN flagged a mysterious 2-week vanishing act with zero medical explanation. He returned looking like a brand new machine leaner, explosive and sharper than ever. To this day, the streets are still whispering, "Broussard nailed it." Nobody is ignoring the elephant in the room. It is almost like the king fed him the script, basically coaching him on how to spin the narrative for the public. That is classic Braun, planting a seed, letting the mystery grow, and leaving us all wondering if the unthinkable is actually happening. I would be absolutely stunned. What actually happened during those 2 weeks in the shadows? The math just is not adding up. Kevin Garnett has taken his shots before, but the tea spilled by Channing Frye and the Inner Circle, that is next-level heat. They have repeatedly alluded to EPO, use a powerful substance that turns your lungs into jet engines and your stamina into something superhuman. To add fuel to the fire, Stephen A. Smith once dropped a bomb about insiders, linking him and another star to the same forbidden chemist. That is a massive allegation to toss around, and while critics call it talk show clickbait, it definitely has the league looking sideways. Still, not everyone is lining up to cancel the GOAT just yet. But then his day one, Tristan Thompson, got slapped with a ban in 2024 for popping hot on a drug test. When your inner circle starts failing tests, people start playing connect the dots, and the final image is starting to look pretty dark. It is pure chaos, especially with his Laker future dangling by a thread while trade talks ignite across every sports network right now. Sources at ESPN say no less than 4 front offices have already blown up the phone of Rich Paul, the gatekeeper for LeBron, to see if he is hunting a new palace. The wildest scenario? A massive 3-team heist sending him and Bronny home to Cleveland? LA would supposedly walk away with Darius Garland and Max Struss in the Hall, plus DeAndre Hunter, with Brooklyn acting as the middleman. It is all speculation for now, but this fire is spreading fast. Just picture the scene: Bron finishing his legendary story right where it started, playing side by side with his kid in the land. That is straight-up Hollywood gold. But word on the street is that other scripts are being written in the shadows. He was just seen living it up on a French super yacht, rubbing shoulders with the agent of Nikola Jokic and Maverick Carter. Naturally, the internet went into a frenzy over a potential mile-high alliance in Denver. New York was in the mix too, and even Dallas got a mention, though insiders say the Mavs deal is dead on arrival. Then came the quote that blew up social media. Chris Broussard really hit the nail on the head with this one. Despite all the venom spat his way, the gear accusations, the shady trainers, the whispers of cheating, those awkward podcast clips, he has not uttered a single syllable. No tweets, no pressers, no denial. Just deafening silence. Yet the second those AI deepfakes started making the rounds, like those weird shots of him looking broke or expecting a baby, his lawyers went nuclear, spraying legal threats at everyone. So he will sue over a meme but ignore the PED allegations? That is exactly why the fans are losing their minds right now. Here is the cold reality. His entire legacy rests on his immortal longevity dominating the game at 40 years old. If proof ever drops that vitamins fueled that fire, his entire kingdom could crumble into dust in a single heartbeat. Records get broken, but a dirty name stays dirty forever. Meanwhile, LA seems hesitant to sign that long-term check. With trade talks screaming and the PED rumors peaking, these next few months will define the final chapter of the Odyssey of LeBron James. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let me know your theories in the comments below. Believe me, the climax of this drama is going to be absolutely insane. Catch you in the next video.